Good morning, everybody. This is our astrology weather forecast for September 11th, 2025. And we've got the moon in Taurus today. Taurus moon is lazier influence. We aren't so apt to act on our feelings or impulses in a way that can disrupt the flow of things. We tend to want to hold back and avoid disruption with this particular influence. So, yesterday, the sun was exactly conjunct the south node. Today, it's Mercury that's exactly conjunct the south node. So, Sun and Mercury are together. Mercury comes to an exact conjunction with the sun on the 13th, so the day after tomorrow. And that's when we have this new cycle of putting to use what we've come to. The information that we've received over the retrograde period, how we put the clues together, taking a second look. Introspection, curiosity being blocked and having to go back and redo, rethink, reassess, all that comes into play. We get to make use of that here over the coming days. We're not quite there yet. We're right at the edge of the awarenesses becoming more conscious, becoming useful. So Mercury at the South Node today, this is where we aren't at our sharpest when it comes to moving forward. We are wrapping up, letting go, completing. It's a finality that comes in when we've got a planet at the south node. So this is a finality to a smaller cycle of how we have communicated, thought, assessed, taken care of ourselves, specifically solved our problems and our specific style of thinking, speaking, communication. So we can open our minds when we make room. We always make room at the south node because this is where it's the drain. It's where we allow something to drain so our cup can fill from the top at the north node. And as we fill that cup from the north node, we have this incoming sense of mission or purpose, something that we want to reach toward or develop. So we come out of our comfort zone. So we're letting go of a lot of what has been building within us when it comes to like I'm trying to find the phrase. Oh, this is it. A cumulative crap effect. That's what it is. Mercury is the small intestine. Pluto, 8th house stuff, Scorpio, that represents the large intestine and the organs of actual physical letting go, excretion. And we see an excretion of sorts at the south node because that is the tail, the dragon's tail. This is where everything flushes out. So we could even look at it even as a in a more disgusting way. This is a great talk if it's really early in the morning for you, right? Look at it like the cloaca of the collective. That's the South Node. I don't know if you've ever had an animal that has a cloaca, but it's a particular brand of disgusting when we have that kind of mixing. Animal husbandry will toughen you up. If you haven't had the privilege of owning or being close to a friend, a bird friend or a reptile friend, some kind of friend that has this particular style of life, you're missing out. So things at the South Node, they get a bit out of control in terms of what we let go. See, with the North Node, it is a much more methodical process. The South Node is the spinning drain or that action of release that you can feel, but you can still, depending on what planets are there, you can choose to retain. But eventually, there's going to be a buildup. And you can't stem the flow, so to speak. That's why things can get messy at the South Node. We can choose to keep the drain spinning and keep a plug in the drain. But eventually, the energy of it, the cumulative motion, because it's like that vortex or that spinning motion, that drain, that feeling of a wave of weight becoming more insistent. There comes a transit, sometimes a progression. Sometimes you get lucky and it'll show up in both at the same time. But it pulls the plug. And if you're not ready, you're going to go running for any cover in order to allow this process to unfold, to let it all go. So there's going to be people running for the bushes for today, or the porta potty that the construction workers use along the road, so to speak. There's going to be a lot of letting go in terms of our attachments and our attachments to our thinking and sources of information, news, everyday input. There's this draining of what has always been a regular source of mental input, news, information, common conversation, daily interaction with coworkers, sources that we choose to go to or interact with in a very, very common, consistent, everyday way. So it's interesting that this is happening so close to Mercury coming to that exact conjunction to the sun because we're making this amount of room, space in our life and in our systems. And this happens socially, collectively. These are also, the North and the South Node are also trends. that we see in external life. So we're making some room personally, socially, collectively, right at the end here of this cycle of reassessing. So when Mercury does come to the sun, day after tomorrow? Yeah, day after tomorrow on the 13th. It really is more of a smaller cycle that is a fresher start or like a crisper ground for seeding better or more cohesive, accurate ideas, sources of information, cooperative agreements, Mercury stuff. Alrighty, that's what I got. I will pop into my subscriber group tomorrow. I think I did make that announcement. I'll go back and see if I did. I think I did. Tomorrow and Saturday, and then I will pop in here live on Sunday for all my public people. Guys, have a good day.